Hey Measuring Hero, Jay here. Today we thought we would have a conversation and an interview, but we of course thought we'd do it in a different way. We're going to take our guests and put them on the metrology hot seat. And here's what we mean by that. It'll be just a normal conversation, interview, but between every question we are going to have a chip and sample a hot sauce coming from not so hot to pretty hot. So we thought we would try this, and of course, who better to put on the hot seat than Dr. Robert Zarnetta, Head of Industrial Microscopy for IQS. Robert, thank you for being our guinea pig again. Appreciate it. The last time I think we did something together was also an experiment, right?
Unique, yeah.
You're also our guinea pig for the rocks. You were in that first cruise, so hopefully you're honored by being the person that usually gets to do this. But of course, we're here to talk to you today about industrial microscopy and those topics.
Yeah, and that's what I know a lot about, but I'm interested to taste one of those hot sauces and see if I can survive those.
I'm sure you'll be fine. How are you with hot food?
I think usually good until here. So let's see what comes next.
Well, we'll have fun. All right, well, then okay. Shall we start?
Let's get started.
Okay. Okay, you ready for the first question?
Yes, and the first hot sauce, I guess.
Yeah, all right. So here's how we're going to do this. We have 7 sauces, 7 spoons, and a big old bowl of chips. So
this means also 7 questions?
7 questions.
Okay, let's see how far I survive.
You can bail whenever you want to, but you know.
Let's give it a try.
Ooh. Now, to give you scale on this one, there is such thing, I don't know if you knew this, as a Scoville scale.
Okay.
And this one has a score of 900. Now, on this scale, to give a regular Tabasco sauce, I don't know if you ever had that, that's about 2,500. So,
okay. So it should not be too bad.
We should be all right. So,
let's give it a try.
Cheers. Tasty, good flavor.
Good flavor, good starter.
Yeah, yeah. Appetizer.
Sounds good.
All right, first question. In microscopy, we have 3 categories: light, electron scanning, and X-ray. What are the differences between those, either technology or application-wise?
So I think light microscopy is where we come from. 175 years of heritage, and it was also the most widely used technology because you can do with the light microscope a lot of applications. Most important, inspection and documentation of parts, of components, and that's what we use our stereo microscopes for. And then you want to go into more the material side of things. We have also microscopes that can resolve the inner structure of materials. So metallography is the key application, and therefore we have those compound microscopes. So and those can also be used for roughness and topography. If you put a little adapter on top, and you can use the microscope for measuring surface roughness and topography, the 3rd biggest application. And last but not least, finding particles of whatever type, so technical cleanliness is also a key application of light microscopes. And then it really only depends on what is the smallest particle you want to detect, and then you choose the right instrument from our portfolio. Yeah, now I need to drink something.
Yeah, that one hit me a little more than I thought the first one would.
If this is the first one, so let's get to the second. Let's get to the second topic of electron microscopy, and this is where it starts to get beyond the resolution of light. So why did people invent electron microscopy? Because they needed to see more details, get more resolution, and they wanted some analytical capabilities. So especially in the field of metallurgy, things can get very, very small. So not just looking at the grains of the material, but looking at little precipitates in those grains that strengthen the material. In order to do material science or quality control on material, you need this resolution and the analytical capabilities and this is where the electron microscopes come in. There we no longer use light, but electrons, and completely different optics, and we need to scan the surface. That's why it's a scanning electron microscope, so it's an indirect way of getting the information. Yeah, and those are used in a combination, light and electron microscopy, for the key application of failure analysis. So if something goes bust, if something breaks, you need to find out why did it break, and therefore you use light microscope to characterize the fracture, and then electron microscope to deep dive into the material and find out the root cause. Well, and this leads us to the last technology that was invented also only a couple, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, X-ray microscopy. If you want to do this all non-destructively, so without sample preparation, destroying the part, you use X-rays, you can penetrate, and as we combine X-ray and microscopy together in an X-ray microscope, we can get incredible resolution for non-destructive failure analysis workflows, for instance.
Right. So it sounds like we have, the portfolio that kind of starts from centuries-old technology to all the way to the last decade or so, and then all applications that kind of evolve and come through it. Okay, are you ready?
No.
All right, we go to the second one. This one is a Vietnamese sauce. I picked this one up. I got all of these in I should make sure that that's
in Vietnamese, so we are really traveling the world.
Right?
This prepares me for the trip to Vietnam. Going to visit the customers.
Good luck with that one.
Ready when you are.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I really expected that first one to be super easy. This one, that first one was 900 on the scale. This one is 2,200. A little bit of a jump.
A bit of a jump.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
It's got a little sweet to it.
Yeah.
In microscopy, some of the best known applications, historically at least, were through academia and research and R&D, right? What are your biggest challenges bringing microscopy into the industrial space?
I think the observation is correct. It usually started on the R&D side, on very sophisticated tools, hard to operate, and I think, well, and then the challenge to get the adaptation of those tools in industry is to make them easy to use and reliable results and user-independent results, because you can't afford to spend ages in getting the results. You need to get to a decision fast, and that's why we had to build the systems a little bit more focused on routine and repetitive tasks, and of course introduce things like calibration, that you always get the same results. Wherever you are in the different countries, you do the same procedures with your microscopes and quality control, you should get the right, exact same results. And that's of course a big challenge, and the difference to what our academia customers or the research customers want. They want the maximum resolution, most versatility, and we can deliver this for sure, but also for industry, everything in the workflow oriented, so really give them a protocol to follow, which is important in aerospace, in medical, where you need those secure processes in order to always get to the same results.
Yeah. That one was okay.
The sugar was nice. This makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Ready for the next one?
The Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah, we go to the Cholula. This one, to give us scale, again, is 3,600. Hopefully, if you like this, you can either blame or thank Kelly, because she wanted us
to try this one.
Different flavors, yeah. So, a little extra dab, right?
Look for the sugar if it's
All right.
All right. right, so the chips were tasty. I could taste it on the first one.
Are we starting to lose the chip flavor now? Okay.
That's got barbecue style.
Yeah, that chipotle really comes through.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play Mythbusters for a second. You speak to obviously many industrial customers that we have. What are some of the misunderstandings or misconceptions that industrial customers have about microscopes, or maybe their uses, and can we debunk them?
Sure. Let's try to let's debunk some of those myths. I think one of the ones that we are facing usually, it's not about magnification. Yeah. I think everyone thinks about the higher I magnify, the more magnification capabilities I have, the more I see. But that's completely wrong.
Really?
It's all about the resolution. So what is the smallest feature I can differentiate in an image? So what is the resolution of my image? And this goes for light and electron and X-ray microscopes the same. Because magnification is nothing else as taking an image and projecting it on a tablet, on a PC, on a wallpaper screen. So yeah, but this doesn't give you any more information. So what we try to educate our customers is that what they need to tell us is what is the smallest feature you need to see. And then we can pick out of our portfolio the right tool for the resolution requirements that they have. Right. And that's, I think, easily to understand if you look into the field of technical cleanliness. If you have to detect particles down to 50 micron, well, you can live with a normal stereo microscope, good enough solution. If you want to go to 5 micron, yeah, you need a zoom microscope with a resolution. And if you want to go to below 1 micron, you need an imager metallography system type of thing that gives you ultimate resolution. It always comes at a cost of small field of use, but of course then you need to speed up and automate those processes as much as possible. But it's really not about the magnification. We can give you any magnification you like. It doesn't tell us what you can see in the image. Yeah?
Got it. So not about magnification, and to debunk that or to look at it a different way, you start with what's the smallest particle you have to.
Yeah, and we can go back all the way to Ernst Abbe, who wrote this in his formula with ZEISS 170 years ago, really making this clear and putting the physics behind this.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I don't know about you, but I don't know what's worse, the sauce by sauce or the brew of all of them just kind of sitting down in the bottom of my belly.
I think we're just half time, so I'm wondering what will come next.
This one is San Marcos hot habanero sauce. This one, to be honest with you, the internet does not give me an actual scale of how hot this is, so I could be extremely right or extremely wrong. This could be milder than all of them, or...
So it does read hot on the label, so I'm...
Well, they all do, don't they?
Yeah. Let's give it a try. Oh, 0 calories, 0 fat, 0
just
cholesterol.
Eat all of that.
Yeah, you
can eat away. You don't have to be...
We don't have to be shy on this one.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
Okay.
That's nice.
I think it goes a little bit more over here. So.
It comes... yeah, you can feel that one.
You're winning.
All right. Okay, so my theory on this one is about 8,000 on the scale. So we did a little bit of a jump from...
oh, thanks for telling me afterwards.
I didn't want to scare you on that one. So coming from the microscopy side, what from the industrial side, either a customer or application, has surprised you most? You know, coming from working mostly with them, now working mostly with, I'm going to use the term loosely, us. Is there something about us or our applications that you find that's just surprising?
Yeah, I think with my background in material science, we usually focused all our attention on a single sample, yeah? Because you do research and you have a specific experiment, and now you want to know everything about this specific part or a sample. In industry, it's completely different. You have 10,000 samples, and you want to get a statistical idea of how well they perform. So you have a completely different scale of task at your hand, and this is of course a big challenge, and that's quite surprising how big the step from the R&D side is, where you have time and you can spend resources in getting down to the failure analysis mode, or what happened really, to the quality control side, or even into the production, where you have the requirements of 100% control, optical inspection of every component, or at least checking every tense in order to make sure that it's going out in the quality that you envision. Yeah, and with tapping into aerospace, medical, automotive electronics, you don't want your car standing next on the road because one of those PCB failed on the brake.
Right.
Yeah, and this is all done through software, of course, and clear workflows that can run automatically and produce those results and get all the statistics out. Yeah, that's the challenge.
So it's interesting you say that, because I think I've heard you answer it a few times, that although throughput and the scales of what industrial customers look for are surprise or a challenge, right, for the portfolio, but it seems that a common solution to that is via software, which I find fascinating. That maybe that the combination of the new technologies and software really kind of drives how the shift from the portfolio from a lone person working on a microscope to this high throughput, new demand. That software is kind of a key thing for us.
Yeah, because it's a key thing for us, and also in order to automate those processes. Today, humans look through those microscopes and make judgments on, is this good or is this not good, and they document it and they write their comments. Now you want to automate this.
Right.
Well, and then you need objective criteria, if this picture is a good picture or not a good picture, if it's in focus, do I see what I want to see? And this is a lot of challenges, because we need to get the human factor out of this. And there we use artificial intelligence to first locate where the sample is, determine where the region of interest is, do the analysis. And so we had to really learn implementing this in our software in order to take this burden away from the people to do this the same part 7 hours a day over and over again. Yeah. They get tired, and of course then the results get also
they
diminish over time. And so here we can then speed up things if we have fully motorized systems that we can fully automate, and that's the new dimension where we are currently pushing for.
And that's something that is completely industrial. You really wouldn't need a university or research have a research need like that.
Yeah, I think now we push into new dimensions as well, right?
Yeah. Okay, this one is my wife's favorite. She said, if you're going to do this, she called me crazy for this. She said, if you're going to do this, this has got to be the one that we put in there. This one goes on a lot of our food, most of our tacos, but I'll tell you, for me, I usually only put 1 or 2 drops.
So I will certainly not take more than you do, because you are the experienced one.
Well, I'm gonna overdo it, because
I want to get the challenge. Why is it green?
It's a green habanero sauce. It's delicious. It's just really hot.
This is, I guess, too much.
There's no such thing as too much, Robert. All right.
Ready to try it?
Yep. No one sneaks up on you.
I think we need more water.
I think there's definitely an order. This one was...
yeah, but it's like this.
This one is 8,910 on the scale. They're very specific on the internet.
Okay.
I feel that one in my eyes.
So bring the next question. I have to get some.
Here's the next question. It's a very deep philosophical one. What famous person do you resemble the most?
So what does this have to do with microscopy?
Nothing.
Okay. I think when we met in the US, people told me that they recognized me looking similar like Christoph Waltz, this actor from Austria. But I think it's like the US way of recognizing, oh, there's a German, there's an Austrian, they look like, okay. So if I want to be a famous person, I think I would like to be, I'm just watching Star Trek Picard, and I really like Picard. He's always curious. He stays calm in the fire of the most galactic universe challenges, yeah. And if he's done, he goes back to his French winery and enjoys himself. So that's what I want to be.
You want to be calm, cool, and collected.
And of course, exploring the universe, and we explore the microcosmos with our microscope. So that's
Jean-Luc. What's the name of that actor?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. Yeah.
Stewart is the actor, but yeah.
Is Patrick Stewart?
I don't know him, so I can only tell.
Can only imagine.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We're on to the next one.
I take one.
Crybaby. I have. So there's some stories about this one. This one is made in Minneapolis, which is where I live. And when I researched the scale on the internet, they said that from the Scoville scale, it's somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 on the scale. But they can't tell because every batch is different, so somewhere in there. So this could be anywhere between 10 times as hot as the first one or 15 times as hot as the first one.
And this is a subjective scale anyhow, so I guess let's see.
Let's see where we end up. I've never had it, but people rave.
Jalapeno, garlic hot sauce.
Challenge accepted. You taste the garlic.
That's good.
Oh. No, that's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
So
it's delicious. I really have to say.
Maybe it's the garlic that throws everything off.
So do you have still meetings today, or?
Yeah. You? You have some pretty intense stuff you're doing after this.
Yes. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. All right. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts of it, right? And I'm sorry to make you choose one child out of all of your children, but if you could only put one microscope in your portfolio in your garage, which one would it be?
So I do have a stereo microscope at home, so everyone should have it. It's just brilliant to look at things under an optical microscopes. For the kids, it's really fun. But if I would have a wish free, I would get one of those electron microscopes, because it's a completely new world that you are exploring, and looking at things under the electron microscope at highest resolution, getting the analytics on top of this is just mind-blowing. And when I first touched microscopes in my material science career, this is just blowing you away. If you look at catalysts that drive all our life basically, and industrial processes, and you really see them on the nanoscale, and it's just so tiny that you can't imagine.
Yeah.
So light microscope still like one take a hair, cut it in 100 pieces. That's a micron. That's what you see with a microscope, light microscope.
Yeah.
Cut it in another 10,000 pieces, and you end up in the nanometer range, where a lot of things happen in our modern world. Electronics, any coatings, so many things just happening on this very small scale, and that's just mind-blowing to get down to this level and see this with your own eyes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I would echo that, because I remember as a wee child, there was a TV show in the United States called 3-2-1 Contact. It was a children's show about science, and at the time they had a scanning electron microscope, and they showed a fliege, a little fly in there. But at the time, these scanning electron microscopes were the size of a room, and it was just fascinating. You know, little teeny me was just, oh, you could see the antennae and the different things. And I remember that was now that you mentioned that, I do remember as a little child that being fascinating. But here, it's really cool to think that what was not that long ago, the size of a room, is now.
Yeah, you can get it compact. You can put it on the table if you like,
yeah,
and take it home.
Yep. Okay. Speaking of taking it home, the last one. Lola's. I saved the famous ghost pepper sauce for the end. Now, another interesting thing about this one is Lola's only publishes one of their hot sauces on the scale, and that one hot sauce is 1.5 million on the scale. This one is quite a bit tamer, so I had to guess this one. So okay. It could be here. It could be here. But I think it's around 28,000. So, you know, I guess we'll
and
find
it's made in USA.
It's yeah, absolutely. Do they even make? You think they would make something like this in Germany? Is this like, I've come to learn that this is not.
No, I'm not. I don't think so.
Oh, it's fine. I got it wrong.
Here we go.
All right. Well, good luck.
You too. See you next time.
Yeah, that
Go on.
That one belonged at the end for sure. Okay, for the last question, give us your best elevator pitch for the ZEISS Industrial Microscopy portfolio. Go.
Or don't go.
Don't
go. Now you put me on the hot seat. Okay, 3 words: accelerate decision making. And this doesn't mean I want to sell you as quick as possible any of our microscopes. It's really we want to drive our customers to get to their decision in any microscopy task as fast as possible. Yeah, as we discussed, and this we can do by selecting the right range of instrument, putting the software on top for automation, and really, yeah, try to build the workflows of our customers into our in our ecosystem of microscopes. Yeah, that's what we can deliver with this huge portfolio at ZEISS that we built over the last years. That's what we try to provide to our customers as a value through our portfolio.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Woo, we survived, ran the gauntlet, went through. I appreciate you being the guinea pig for this. How was it? What did you think?
I stay down here and I take this one.
All right, all right. Robert, thank you for joining us, being our guinea pig. As always, we appreciate it. Thanks for being on the hot seat.
Thanks.
And for you out there, hope you also enjoyed this one. Don't forget to stay safe and stay healthy. We'll see you next time.